In the last topic, we were studying about organizational structure and about the functional structure of organization. In this session, we will be seeing about what is meant by divisional structure. As I have said, the framework within which organizational and functional activities are performed, we can classify it into two. One is functional structure, which is on the basis of major functions. When organizational structure is formed on the basis of major functions, we call it as a functional structure. Now we are moving on to the next part of it, and that is called as divisional structure. Divisional structure. Divisional structure of organizing, or divisional structure in organizational structure. Now, as you have seen in functional structure is organizing on the basis of major functions. Here the difference is that organizational structure is formed on the basis of products. It is formed on the basis of products, formation based on product lines. Here formation based on product lines. Formation based on product lines. When we are talking about it, we have to understand that it is product specialization. Product specialization. So, when an organizational structure is formed on the basis of product lines, or when the major aspect in the organizational structure is product specialization, or departments are created on the basis of products, we call it by the name divisional structure. Each product will be considered as a division, and there will be there can be each division can be multifunctional, we say. Each division can be, each product or each division has to perform functions. Whereas in functional structure, only once a function was performed. Here departments are formed on the basis of product lines, or product specialization is maintained, and in each department based on production, we have to understand that it will be multifunctional. That means in all the departments, say clothes, cement, or some other product. So automatically what happens is that in cloth there will be a finance handling person, as well as in cement also there will be another person. So it will not be done for a single time, it can be done for number of times. So it is multifunctional in nature. That means in each division functional structure will be adopted. In each division functional structure is adopted. That also you have to understand. But here structure is based on products. In each departments, in each divisions, there will be functional structure adopted. That means each department has to perform the functions, whereas in functional structure only once it has been done. So that is also another thing which you have to keep in mind. Now, as we have seen, at times it can be, we have already said formation is based on product line. At times it can be also on the basis of geographical area also divisions can be formed, but rarely it is formed. Usually it is based on product lines. So 2-3 things. It is comprising of separate business units or divisions which is on the basis of products. Divisions are being created, and there is product specialization. Each division there is functional structure adopted, or we say that it is multifunctional. Each division is multifunctional. Each division is multifunctional. Now we are going to see the advantages and disadvantages. As we have seen earlier, there are certain advantages for divisional structure. First one is product specialization. Product specialization. Product specialization, that means it will be focused on a product, and for that product one whole department or one whole section will be performed. So here the advantage is that development of varied skills can be there. Development of varied skills, or we said each division is multifunctional in nature. So automatically relating to that particular division, different functions have to be performed. Finance has to be performed, marketing has to be performed, sales has to purchase, different things have to be performed. So a person who is into divisional structure automatically can develop varied skills. When product is being specialized, there is a number of functions to be performed for that product specialization. It work as a separate division itself, but functions has to be. So development of many skills happen. When compared to functional structure, only one skill is, or one or few skills is being acquired. But here when it is coming to divisional structure, because it is product specialization is happening here, they have to get trained in all aspects relating to product. That means different functions they will have to understand. So product specialization can be there, and thus they can get prepared for getting into higher positions. So that is one of the major advantages, product specialization, and through that development in varied skill associated to that product. So that is one advantage. Now another thing is that accountability. Divisional heads are accountable for profits. So there is a proper basis for performance measurement. Performance analysis, we can put it like this. So there is a proper basis, because each division will be under the charge of a divisional head, and he will be accountable for profits made or losses made, whatever be. So automatically they have to find out what is happening, or whether things are happening according to what is being decided. So there is a person in charge of that. So it is very easy to fix responsibility, whether the person is able to handle the resources, the work in that particular division properly. And we can easily measure what is the performance level. So it is giving us a proper basis for performance analysis when it is coming to divisional structure analysis can be made on a particular basis. Now, third thing is that promotes flexibility and initiative. Promotes flexibility and initiative. Promotes flexibility and initiative, because each division is an autonomous unit. That means each division is in the hands of a person who is in charge of that division. So, regarding that division, that person will be having complete freedom in taking decisions. So, their suggestions can be welcomed easier, there if any change required can be made easier. So, when new ideas come, if the person who is in charge of that area is convinced, he can go for it. So, automatically we can say that flexibility, whenever changes is required, it can be made very faster, as there is a person who is having the capacity to take decisions. It works as an autonomous unit, a self-powerful unit. Up to a level, autonomous freedom is there for the divisional head. So, automatically flexibility can be there, changes can be made very faster, new ideas can be put in very fast. So, that is something, that is another advantage. Now, coming on to fourth thing is that it facilitates growth. It facilitates expansion and growth as new division. Facilitates expansion of new divisions. That means when it is a functional structure, if something new is to be brought in, it will have effect in all the functions. But whereas when we come to divisional structure, all different products are different divisions, treated as separate divisions. So, if one more division is coming, say a new product is coming, footwear. When we are bringing in footwear as a separate division, it does not affect the cement, it does not affect the textile. Because this is a separate division, this is performing function separate from other divisions. So, it will not affect the working of other divisions. So, expansion of new divisions without troubling the existing divisions. So, automatically that can help the organization to expand faster without creating much of chaos. Organization can expand. That is also another benefit. Now, going on to disadvantages. Going on to disadvantages. Going on to disadvantages, the first disadvantage is something which we also are having. There can be conflicts. There can be conflicts between divisions. Conflicts between divisions. Why I said it is common with us. Certain times we also say that when we are part of a group and when one person is taking the credit of something what we have done, we usually tend to say that it is not his credit alone. We all contributed to that. Likewise, when we are going on to an organization, a divisional structure, there is a problem like that. Certain divisions can be well performing, whereas certain divisions can be not that performing. So, but when the organization is considered as a whole, it is been mutualized. It is been mutualized. So, many a times what happens is that when profits of some division which is making much more profits is used for development of other divisions which is not making that much of profits, automatically this profit making division can have a little bit of what to say, a kind of conflict can be created, a kind of trouble can be there in their mind. With our profit they are becoming better, they are not earning. So likewise there can be conflicts between departments. When one department which is less profit making is growing with the help of the other department, with maximizing their profits on the cost of other departments which is making profit, automatically it can create conflicts. So that is also another disadvantage. That is a disadvantage which can be there for divisional structure. Second one is increase in cost. Increase in costs. That's a common thing, because in functional structure only once all the functions are performed. Whereas I said in a divisional structure, each division tends to adopt functional structure. That means same work has to be performed by different departments, different divisions. So automatically the work is being repeated or it is being duplicated. A number of products, as it is increasing, number of divisions will increase, and in each division when functions are being performed, we need to have resources, we need to have persons, we need to spend the money for that. So when there is further duplication of work, further duplication of functions in each divisions, automatically it can increase the expenditure. So it increases the cost. Again, third one is what we have learned almost in functional structure, that is ignoring organizational interest. Ignoring organization interest. Ignoring organization interest. Many a times what happens is that, as I have said, each division is considered as a autonomous unit. That means each division head will have freedom to take decisions, they will have freedom to change. So in time, as time goes forward, automatically these divisional managers can gain power and they may assert on certain things. They may say that my decision has to be final, but many a times when they are deciding so, automatically what happens is that there is a tendency or there is a chance to forget what is the interest, what is the objective of organization. It is not enough that organization interest is to be forgotten and interest of the divisional head is to be taken. That is not the way it has to happen. So the shortcoming is that divisional head, when they are asserting on their power, when they are insisting on everything within the organization has to happen according to what they decide, there is a tendency, there is a chance to forget organization interest. In turn, it can become a trouble for organization. So that also is a disadvantage. So these are the disadvantages of divisional structure. Disadvantages of divisional structure. So that is all about divisional structure. Now, when we are looking at divisional structure and functional structure, you may think where we can apply functional structure, where we can apply divisional structure. Functional structure is suitable when the organization is large in nature. It is having, it is required high degree of specialization. When it is very large in nature, it is usually adopting functional structure. Whereas when the organization is handling variety of products, different kind of products, it tends to adopt divisional structure. So that is all about the structure, organizational structure, functional and divisional.